Who would have thought that the majestic mountains straddling the Czech-German border hold secrets that shape the course of human history? Here, beneath the golden halo circling the sun, lies a story of transformation, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of mankind. Towering peaks, Klínovec and Fichtelberg, stand as silent witnesses to centuries of change. Once wild and untouched, these mountains became the cradle of innovation, where the alchemy of earth and fire reshaped the future of humanity. The story begins with a discovery, a glimmer of or shining through the rocky terrain. It was a humble beginning, but for the miners of Saxony, it was a promise of prosperity. They were not just extracting minerals, they were unearthing the building blocks of an era. The mountains resounded with the clang of metal against stone. Each strike carried with it a dream, a hope for a better life. But it also marked the beginning of a relationship between man and nature, one that was both productive and perilous. In the deep, labyrinthine tunnels of the Ore Mountains, miners unearthed treasures that fueled empires. But these riches came at a cost. Sinkholes marred the land and habitats were transformed. It was a stark reminder of the price of progress. The miners were not merely laborers, they were artists of their craft. Their ingenuity turned rudimentary techniques into groundbreaking methods, transforming mining and metallurgy into large-scale industries. As the Industrial Revolution dawned, the Ore Mountains stood at the epicenter of change. The once quiet peaks became hubs of activity, their resources fueling machines that would alter the course of history. But with innovation came conflict. The once pristine landscape bore the scars of human ambition. Streams turned murky, forests thinned, and the harmonious balance between man and nature was disrupted. Amid this transformation, the villagers of the Ore Mountains clung to their traditions. From the miners' choirs that sang of hope to the intricate handcrafted toys that celebrated their heritage, their culture thrived even as the land around them changed. The most remarkable of these traditions was the annual Christmas festival, where handcrafted pyramids illuminated the villages. These delicate works of art symbolized the light that the miners sought in the depths of the earth. One winter, as the first snow blanketed the peaks, a group of miners gathered under a starry sky. Their voices rang out, echoing across the mountains. It was a song of resilience, a reminder that even in hardship, there is hope. As the decades passed, the Ore Mountains became a living museum of human history. Each peak, each trail, and each village carried a story, a testament to the ingenuity and perseverance of those who came before. But not all stories are of triumph. Beneath the surface lay untold tales of struggle and sacrifice. Many miners never saw the light of day again, their lives claimed by the very mountains they cherished. The mountains too began to speak. Cracks appeared in the land as if the earth itself was mourning the losses. Nature, in its quiet way, sought to reclaim what was taken. In the midst of this tension, a young historian named Clara arrived in Saxony. Armed with an old map and an insatiable curiosity, she sought to uncover the secrets buried in the mountains. Clara discovered something extraordinary, a series of ancient tunnels hidden from modern maps. These tunnels were not just mines, they were sanctuaries, places where miners carved symbols of hope and resilience into the stone walls. As Clara ventured deeper, she stumbled upon a forgotten chamber. In its center stood an intricately carved statue of a miner, holding a lantern that seemed to glow faintly even in the dark. The lantern wasn't just a symbol, it was a mystery. Local legends spoke of a halo flame, a light that never extinguished, said to guide miners to safety. Could this be the origin of the sun halo phenomenon above the mountains? Clara's discovery reignited interest in the Ore Mountains. Historians, artists, and travelers flocked to Saxony, each seeking to uncover their own piece of the story. The villagers, inspired by Clara's work, began to restore the old tunnels. What was once a site of industrial progress became a space of cultural preservation. Nature too seemed to respond. The scars left by mining began to heal, as wildflowers bloomed in abandoned quarries and wildlife returned to the forests. Walking through the rejuvenated trails, Clara realized that the Ore Mountains were not just a monument to the past but a beacon for the future, a symbol of harmony between human ambition and nature's resilience. The story of the Ore Mountains is far from over. Their peaks still stand tall, their villages still hum with life, and their history continues to inspire. And as the sun sets over Fichtelberg and Klínovec, its light forms a familiar halo. It's a reminder that even in the face of change, the Ore Mountains will always shine. As Clara's discoveries gained attention, an international team of historians and archaeologists arrived. They delved deeper into the tunnels, uncovering artifacts, helmets, tools, and even ancient ledgers documenting the miners' lives. Each piece told a story of struggle and ingenuity. One artifact stood out, a fragment of a miner's journal. It spoke of a mysterious halo day, a phenomenon the miners believed signified divine protection and guidance in their treacherous work. Inspired by the journal, Clara sought out local elders. Their tales painted a vivid picture of the past, where miners prayed to the light of the peaks, before descending into the dark, trusting it to guide them home. These stories hinted at a deeper connection between the natural halo phenomenon and the miners' spiritual beliefs. Clara began to see the Ore Mountains not just as a place of industry but as a sacred space where nature and humanity intertwined. As winter arrived, Clara was invited to join the Christmas festival in the heart of Saxony. She marveled at the handcrafted pyramids and illuminated ornaments, each one a tribute to the miners' legacy. During the festival, an elder recounted a legend. The sun halo was a beacon, appearing only when the land needed its people to remember the balance between ambition and preservation. Clara felt a sense of clarity. Her work was not just about uncovering the past but about helping the world learn from it, to respect the harmony between progress and nature. The next day, Clara led a group of villagers and historians to restore an ancient lookout tower. From its summit, they could see the sun halo perfectly framed by the mountains. It was a moment of awe and unity. The villagers decided to honor their heritage by establishing a museum dedicated to the history of the Ore Mountains. It showcased artifacts, traditions, and interactive exhibits that connected visitors to the miners' world. The museum became a beacon, attracting visitors from around the globe. Each visitor left with a piece of the Ore Mountain story, a story of resilience, innovation, and respect for nature. Meanwhile, the abandoned mining sites were transformed into ecological reserves. Scientists and volunteers worked to restore habitats, and soon wildlife that had long disappeared began to return. One day, Clara stood at the edge of a restored forest. A herd of deer passed silently through the trees, their presence a testament to nature's ability to heal. She realized that the legacy of the Ore Mountains wasn't just in its history or its traditions. It was in the balance it struck, a balance the world could learn from. As news of the Ore Mountains revival spread, UNESCO declared the region a World Heritage Site. The announcement was celebrated with a festival that blended Saxon traditions with a global audience. Villagers lit lanterns and released them into the night sky. Each light represented a hope for the future, a tribute to the miners who had shaped the land, and a pledge to preserve its beauty. Clara was asked to give a speech. She spoke not as a historian but as someone who had been transformed by the mountains. She said,
"The Ore Mountains are more than a place. They are a lesson, a reminder that light and resilience can guide us through any darkness." The speech resonated worldwide.
It inspired efforts in other industrial regions to balance preservation with progress, proving that the Ore Mountain story was universal. Months later, Clara walked through the mountains alone. She carried with her a small lantern, a gift from the villagers. It symbolized the light that had guided her, and countless others, through the journey. As she reached the summit of Fichtelberg, a familiar halo appeared around the sun. This time, Clara didn't see it as a phenomenon but as a promise, a symbol of the enduring connection between humanity and the natural world. Below, the villages bustled with life. Children played in the snow, artisans crafted toys, and choirs sang in harmony. The Ore Mountains were alive, vibrant with stories both old and new. In the restored tunnels, visitors marveled at the carvings left by miners centuries ago. Their messages of hope and perseverance bridged the gap between past and present. Clara placed a hand on the tunnel wall, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. She had come searching for the past but had found a future worth believing in. As she descended the mountain, Clara whispered,
"Thank you,"
to the peaks and valleys that had taught her so much. The Ore Mountains, she knew, would always have stories to tell. The final scene pans over the mountains, capturing their grandeur and the sun halo once more. The light fades, leaving only the sound of the wind and the rustling trees.